Thank you, Sharon, for that very kind introduction. I'd like first of all to express my appreciation to CASALT and to all the language teachers across the country that CASALT represents for this honorary lifetime membership award. It's particularly significant for me that the award comes from CASALT because since its inception in 1970, CASALT has represented the imaginative cutting edge of language teaching across Canada. And I believe it's through CASALT that the field will continue to move forward to develop all of Canada's rich and varied linguistic resources. It's worth reflecting a bit on the recent history of language teaching in Canada. We're seen internationally as a leader in two major related fields. One of these is the field of immersion and bilingual education, and the second is the education of immigrant and minority group students. In the area of bilingual and immersion education, the pioneering St. Lambert French Immersion Project in the Montreal area, carried out in the 1960s, established the legitimacy of developing students' bilingual and biliteracy skills by means of instruction through two languages. As all of us know, the St. Lambert experience was replicated throughout the country, and research by my colleagues Meryl Swain and Sharon Lapkin, as well as by many others across Canada, established the principles underlying immersion and bilingual education. This research has had enormous international influence and has led to the development of a variety of bilingual education options in different parts of the world. One of these options that has seen explosive growth in many parts of Europe is a group of programs entitled Content and Language Integrated Learning, or CLIL for short. These programs involve teaching one or two subjects through the target language, and the results indicate that students in CLIL programs develop significantly better second language skills than those in traditional programs. And also they do this at no cost to mother tongue proficiency. I'll come back to CLIL programs in a moment. The second educational area where Canada has established an enviable international reputation is the area of teaching English or French to minority group students from immigrant backgrounds. Unlike in many parts of Europe, where immigrant students tend to experience significant academic difficulty, new Canadian students, on average, perform remarkably well. There are important differences among groups in achievement, as well as gaps in provision. But in general, the infrastructure we've created is impressive in many respects. Despite our success in these two areas, together they point to directions where I believe we can do much better in realizing our national potential. It's very surprising to many Canadians, and also to policymakers in the international arena, when they hear that Canada has no national language policy. There's no coherent statement or facilitating framework that addresses how our official languages, English and French, relate to the many international and Aboriginal languages that are represented in our schools and cities. The policy of multiculturalism within a bilingual framework has been extremely influential in supporting the teaching and learning of French and English across the country, but our world has changed enormously since the early 1970s. Marshall McLuhan's Global Village is visible and audible in schools and communities across the country. The Global Village is here to stay, and our future as a nation is inextricably tied to diplomatic, economic, and social contacts throughout the world. In this context, I believe that CASALT can play a major role in prodding our national and provincial institutions towards more coherent consideration of what we should be doing to develop not only a bilingual population, but a multilingual population. Our major cities across the country are vibrant, multilingual and multicultural environments. But we've turned our eyes away from the fact that the rate of language loss among young children in these cities is huge. Without coherent policies at local, provincial, and national levels, we risk squandering the rich linguistic resources we've been blessed with. So let me conclude with a simple proposal. I would urge CASALT to take the initiative in bringing together key stakeholders to develop a facilitating framework that would articulate options for realizing Canada's rich and varied linguistic resources. The kind of option that might be discussed could include the creation of specialized secondary school programs, perhaps called international academies, that would aim to develop strong trilingual skills among their students. These would involve French, English, and at least one additional language. In school systems across the country, we currently have arts academies, we have science and technology-focused schools, we have sports-focused schools, etc., etc. However, I'm not aware of any school that focuses on global education and international awareness, where the development of language skills in French, English, and other languages would be part of the school's vision. In such a school, clear instructional strategies would be used to teach not only the target language, but also content through the target languages. Currently, we have a lot of technology options for connecting schools across international contexts, and we can use these technology options to enrich instruction in these schools. Obviously, there are many other options that creative minds could easily articulate that would reinforce our international reputation as a leader in the field of bilingual, multicultural, and multilingual education. CASALT has the track record, the legitimacy, and the collective imagination to move us into this new era. And this collective imagination is well represented in the room today. Thank you again for this award. It means a lot to me, and I look forward to working with you all in the years ahead. Thank you.